Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's video. You know, it's funny doing these videos. It actually makes me realize that another week has gone. You know, when you do something every week, you realize, oh, okay, that was a quick week. Anyway, this week I want to talk to you about something that I certainly was surprised that I got a huge bout of this today. And I wanted to know, does it happen to you too? So I did a little bit of work at the weekend, which I don't normally, and I made a decision that today I was just going to take a little bit of time out. I went out, I was kayaking on a lake, and it felt absolutely awesome. But the strangest thing was that when I came back, as I was coming back and I was hanging out with my friend for a little bit, I realized that I felt this huge, intense amount of guilt. And it's just really strange. I thought, whoa, where does that come from? And it was guilt because I am out on the lake on a Monday morning and my husband is working and, you know, my kids are in school, and it's like, oh, I almost feel bad that I'm kind of like doing something wrong. And then I begin to think back. I thought, okay, well, look at, you know, where do I reckon that comes from? And I truly reckon it comes from my childhood, because when I was a kid, you know, honestly, you'd have to have a leg falling off before you'd be allowed to take a day off. It was just this constant, like, you know, you were meant to go to work regardless, push forward, you know. It's almost like there was honor in actually like doing it tough. And I thought, what a crazy, you know, thing. What a crazy way of thinking. And it also reminded me, though, it's just like, I don't know whether you realize this, but we are still really impacted years later. We are still sometimes running our lives by the rules or the regulations or the values that we were actually brought up with. Now, some of them are fantastic, and we all have values that come from our family that are really good. But some of them are actually quite debilitating as well. You know, so what? I work long hours. If I want to take 2 or 3 hours off on a Monday morning, who cares? Why should I have that feeling? I actually shouldn't. So it's sounded really interesting. And I suppose the question, you know, this is why I'm sharing this, is, are there times when maybe you're doing something, or maybe it is a case that you actually don't do it because you actually feel guilty if you're actually doing it? And what's really important, of course, to realize, and this goes for me and for everybody watching this, is that it's really, really important to take the time out to be able to fill up your cup. You know, crucially important. We're so good at, you know, giving out of our cup. But sometimes, and you know, maybe men and women, but women in particular, we're really bad sometimes at actually like having our cup full. So that's the thoughts for this week. It's really about like checking in, either if you're doing something that you're really enjoying and you think, oh, I actually feel, you know, I feel a little bit guilty about that. It's like, well, hold on, you know, or even anything, when you have a feeling, I just become mindful and think, all right, is this something that actually goes back to just a way of thinking that might even go back a few generations? And aside from that, obviously wishing everybody a really, really good week. I just want to remind you that tonight, which will be Tuesday night, is my first online group hypnosis. So if you have any level of overwhelm happening, or even potentially going to happen, and you would like to join me tonight, it's 6 o'clock Queensland time, 7 o'clock Sydney time, and wherever that works out as regards wherever you are in Australia or any other part of the world for that matter. So love to see you then. If not, talk soon. Remember, you are worthy of the best. Until then, take care.